Hello again, everyone. Edwin Lerner back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be talking about Uranus in conjunct Chiron in a natal chart. I should say likely YouTube shadow band astrological segment. But anyway, I guess I'll set the over-under total views on this video for 30. But anyway, joking aside, some of you may remember when I first started my YouTube astrology channel, I did a series on the aspects of the natal chart. They're a little bit concise. Some people may have referred to them as snappy, so what I decided to do was make another series on them in which the videos would be a little bit longer and more descriptive. So anyway, first thing up is if you have Uranus in conjunct Chiron in a natal chart, one way it may manifest is that there may be an adjustment that may be needed, which adjustment being the inconjunct may be needed between matters associated with goals and aspirations, which is Uranus, and helping and healing others, which is Chiron. One or the other may be overemphasized, and the key is to find balance and equilibrium between the two. So it could be where you're dominated at times by matters pertaining to goals and aspirations to the expense of helping and healing others, or it could be the other way around. It could be where, helping and healing others may monopolize your time and energy to the expense or exclusion of your goals and aspirations. So, it's about finding, again, the balance, the harmony, the equilibrium with the energy, because you could have a lot of vacillation and distortion of energy when you're talking about inconjunct aspects in astrology. So let's say, for example, if Uranus is in Sagittarius, goals and aspirations may be tied in. It could be with sports, publishing, advertising, religion, philosophy, printing press operation, and the outdoors, foreign travel, and goals and aspirations may be done with a lot of expansive energy, enthusiasm, and exuberance with Uranus and Sagittarius. Also, too, there may be an imbalance, which is the inconjunct, between activities associated with friends, which is Uranus, and those with healers, which is Chiron. You may be dominated by one or the other. So again, it's about, it could be where matters and activities pertaining to friends may monopolize your time and energy to the expense of those with healers, or it could be the other way around. Healers may monopolize your time and energy to the expense of those matters associated with your friends. So you have to, again, it's about finding the balance, the harmony, and the equilibrium with this energy. Now, let's say, for example, if Uranus is in Scorpio, one or more friends may actually be a Scorpio sun, moon, or ascendant, or simply embody the characteristics of the sign. It could be people that are resourceful, resilient, empowering, transforming, incisive, probing, caustic. They may be very passionate, but at the same time may also be jealous, manipulative, and vindictive as well. Now, another thing about this aspect in the natal chart, it could also manifest in having too much or too little inspiration, which is Uranus, in helping and healing others, which is Chiron. So, at times you may have an exorbitant amount of inspiration in helping and healing others, and other times there just may be none whatsoever. So let's say if Chiron is in Aquarius, as an example, you may help and heal others by simply assisting them in integrating with society, forming more friendships, matters pertaining to goals, aspirations, objectives, group-related matters, matters pertaining to their future. It could be expressing innovative prowess and ability, or it may be helping them through astrology or some kind of assistance with computers or electronics, as some examples. Now, another thing too Society and friends, and also group-related people, which is Uranus, may be either extremely beneficial or detrimental in matters associated with physical and emotional wounds, which is Chiron. So it could be at times where those people, friends, and groups, clubs, organizations, society, may be very advantageous to you in dealing with physical and emotional wounds, but other times they just may be flat out oblivious or apathetic in those matters. So it can go either way, and or maybe at times they might even exacerbate those issues, whether especially more of the emotional wounds, whether they're really intending to or not, because they may be causing a distraction, for example, in you dealing with those issues, or if you have people that are friends or groups, clubs, or organizations that are negative toward you, that could be, and you could understand why it could be where they may not be, where it could be detrimental in a way to your towards certain emotional suffering. So if you have, let's say, if Chiron is in Taurus as an example, emotional wounds, and suffering may be tied in with matters with persistence, patience, perseverance. It could be monetary issues, or there may be issues regarding one's self-worth or ability to be self-reliant or generate money, accumulate possessions and resources, as some examples. Also, too, friendships and the expression of ingenuity, which is Uranus. At times they may either be extremely beneficial or no help whatsoever with in dealing with depleted self-esteem, which is Chiron. So there may be times where friends and expressing innovative prowess and ability may be very helpful in dealing with issues with depleted self-worth, or could be no help at all. So it could go either way. Now, if let's say if Chiron is in Aries as an example, there may be depleted self-esteem that may be tied in with one's place, identity, how one fits in the world. It could be matters pertaining to aggressiveness or assertiveness, or standing up to others, being able to confront people. It might be over some kind of battle, whether it was a physical battle or one that was more, verbal, confrontation at one point in time. It could also be, another way this aspect may be expressed in the natal chart is that matters, associated with goals, aspirations, and friends, which is Uranus, may either be very auspicious in dealing with the deepest wound, which is Chiron, or no help at all. So let's say, for example, Chiron is in Gemini. The deepest wound may be tied in with cerebral, intellectual ability. It may be an ability to diversify or express versatility. Maybe it has to do something with manual dexterity, or being able to work with the hands, such as auto or refrigeration mechanics, as some examples. And also, too, healers, which is Chiron, may either be exceptionally advantageous or oblivious, in the attainment of your objectives and matters connected with your future, which is Uranus. So, again, it's a lot of vacillation and fluctuation of energy when you're talking about inconjunct aspects in astrology. So, let's say, for example, if Uranus is in Capricorn, the objectives, your future, may be associated with accounting or dentistry or business. It might be information technology, masonry, architecture, construction. It may simply be tied in with attaining greater success, social status, and stature in life. Also, if Chiron is retrograde, suffering that one may endure may be more internalized and suppressed, and there may be more of an emphasis on self-healing as opposed to Chiron being direct in one's chart. Now, let's say if Chiron is in the zodiac sign Cancer and it is retrograde, the suffering, may be tied in with home, family-related issues, maybe the expression of unconditional love, or some issue with the emotions or matters pertaining to safety and security, as some examples, and maybe planning for the latter part of life. Maybe there were some issues with that, but if it's retrograde, it may be more suppressed and internalized compared to Chiron direct in a natal chart. Anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment. Until next time, Edwin Leonard saying stay well.